So the big question is this: how are investors like us, who don't have a PhD in finance or millions to start investing, how do we grow our bank accounts to build real savings and retirements and yet still have the time to do what we really love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. Hey guys, John Wood here with the Stock Market Secrets Podcast. Super excited today to tell you about this cool little simple change that you can make with your rhetoric and with your diction. And the instant that you do it, it'll change absolutely freaking everything. It's the coolest thing ever. So you guys know the importance of being positive, and this idea, that positivity changes absolutely everything. It fundamentally shifts your entire life, because the instant that you can focus completely on positive energy and eradicate negativity, you're just gonna basically 10x your output instantly and have a bajillion times easier result in your life. It's so powerful, because when you focus on positivity, you're super happy and you're super pleased with where you are in life and what you're doing, and it just changes everything because you're in the power, you're in the present, you're in the now, and it just destroys all all negativity, right? When you get rid of negativity, what it lets you do is it lets you focus on what you're passionate about, lets you focus on what you're so really great at, and the instant that happens, everything is so different, because now instead of thinking about oh, I can't beat the market, or oh, I'm not going to be able to outperform, or how could I beat Warren Buffett, or crap like that, instead you're thinking positively. You're thinking, oh, this is going to be awesome, I'm going to make 10% today, it's going to be the best thing ever, today's going to be awesome, what a great day. And that translates not only to your professional life, but also to your personal life. And oh my God, it's so important to be positive. It'll change all aspects of your life, including your finances, which is freaking sick. And so because of that, I spend so much of my time trying to figure out how to be more positive, how to be more excited, how to be more pumped. And the basis, I guess, the fundamental, the just bare bones minimum, is that I'm always smiling, I'm always happy. And it's awesome. I remember my life before when I was sad and I was angry and I was yelling at people and we were having arguments. It was just bad days. But everything changed the moment I resolved to never get in a fight with anybody over dumb shit, and to focus on just being happy all the time. And ever since then, it's been so huge, and I've attracted so many business partners and friends and employees and everything. It just all stems from being positive. It's just changed my life. And so what I want to share with you today is, over the past 4 or 5 years, I've been sort of developing how to become more and more positive, just kind of on a subconscious level. And I talked about this earlier, about this idea of making really good friends. I think I talked about it on YouTube. But I'm a hungry guy. I'm a big guy. Cross country, track, whatever. I got a pretty hype metabolism. I'm trying to do weightlifting all the time, and so I'm trying to get swole. Because a physical body, peak physical condition, I think is really one of the best ways to get to peak financial positions. And so, I eat a lot of food, and so at the dining halls at Tech, you got to sort of meander your way around to get some extra food out of your meal swipes or your meal planner or whatever. And so one of the best ways to do that, right, is to sort of befriend the staff. Be really nice to everybody, which you should do anyway. But here's just one of those hidden results. Is this idea that you want to be really passionate about everything that you do. You want to be ridiculously nice and ridiculously kind to everybody that you meet, no matter what, no matter if you get something from them or not. If you meet someone in the elevator, just compliment them, say something nice to them. Went to this huge art museum yesterday for some class we have, and he was go to this art museum. So I'm okay, dude. And I probably had to speak to 20 people on my bike just trying to figure out how the heck to get there. But once I got there, right, every single person I met, I was ridiculously nice to, and I literally had the security guards following me around, and it's just being super nice. There was this one lady, and she brought me over to this artifact, took me by the hand and brought me to this artifact, and she showed me this necklace, and it was the necklace that they had in Black Panther on the Black Panther guy, which was the coolest thing ever. And she's this art, it was art from some Nigerian artist. And she's this necklace is the necklace they used in Black Panther, and all they did was turn it black. And then there was and I was that's the coolest thing ever. And then there was this plaque under it, and the plaque said, that this necklace was worn by royalty. It was made out of bronze or steel, or I think it was bronze. And so they made this necklace, and it was for royalty. It was for people who didn't work hard, right? And it was for people that just were kind of chilled out and didn't do much because they would wear this necklace to signify their power, their significance, and their position in society. And I thought that was like so freaking crazy because like in the movie, like Black Panther is like the super big hero guy who goes out and kills everybody, and so it's like this contrast of like high royalty, but then having that high royalty like actually do shit. And maybe that stuff isn't like farming or plotting the fields, or normal like peasant work, but like the effort and the work as you go up the chain in society, right? Like as you go from, you know, construction worker to like president of the country, like the work gets more intense, and it's like more and more and more and more. And so like this idea that like with higher positioning and with reigns of authority comes significantly greater responsibility, and the amount of action you have to take multiplies and multiplies and multiplies, and you get rewarded, right? Like this next was a reward, and so you get rewarded, but like you still have to fulfill and you still have to commit. And if you fall back and you like, I mean, if Black Panther like stops fighting, like he'll get killed. And so like his next on the line, everything comes from him being that true leader. This is kind of like that physical representation, that signification of it. It was just like the coolest thing ever. And then she showed me like this giant, like they had all these pieces of aluminum strung together with copper wire, and it was like this beautiful piece of art. And apparently they also had that in the background of the movie, which is pretty sick. And what's my point with it? My point with all this is like I have all these really, really deep and emotional connections with everybody around me. How come? Like, I don't know these people. I met them on that day, and I never saw them again. I'll probably never see them again. But it was so positive in their lives, and had such a huge emotional impact on them that it changed everything. And so that's, like, why positivity is so powerful. And that's why I'm doing, like, a whole seminar and lessons and courses on it. It's just so cool. I love it. Oh, my God, it's awesome. Just did, like, a couple hours in the studio this morning. It's just the best thing ever. So what do I want to tell you about today? Well, I had this epiphany this morning. There's this one lunch lady, her name is Lynn. She's the coolest person ever. And this morning was interesting. So we're always super happy. We're always super positive. We're always having like the best time ever. And I get to like pay for my lunch or my breakfast. And she looks at the guy next to me who I had just been talking to for no reason, right? Like, just super positive. Hey, nice jacket. Hey, that looks fluffy. Hey, you're cool. Hey, what are you studying? Like, just being fun and positive and excited and happy. And I was just, chatting it up with him. And so I go in to order and get all my food. And then she looks at the guy next to me. She's like, hey, can I ask, is this your roommate? Because we'd been so, like, talking together, right? And here's the secret, okay? The word no. Like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like, obviously you need it. Like, the idea of, like, no negativity, like, that's important. But, like, what you focus on, you attract, right? So instead of focusing on no negativity, focus on, like, all positivity. And it's just so much more effective. And so, like, I really, really try not to use the word no, like, whenever possible. It's just a bad word to use. Because it brings negativity in your life. It implies a contrast. It implies that you don't like something. And so because of that, like, it just crushes your positivity. So you really, really, really try to avoid that word. And so I use this one phrase, and this one phrase I think can change absolutely everything. Because if you can never say no again, and always say yes, there's this one movie, I forget the name of it, long time ago. And the whole concept of the movie is this one guy, he gets approached by hundreds and hundreds of people daily asking him to do things. And he decides one day that all he's going to do is say yes to everything, no matter how absurd, no matter how crazy, like everything happens, he's going to say yes. And because when you say yes, like, people are attracted to you, people think you're positive, people grow towards you, and so you become so much more important and have such greater fulfillment and happiness and friendship and relationships when you say yes. And so he says yes for like 24 hours, and he goes on this insane journey, like traveling to South Africa and like going out of planes and parachuting and building these insanely deep relationships with people that he barely knew before, all because he said yes and did what they were passionate about, did what they were interested in, and went on this insanely awesome journey that like was super fun for him and changed his life. That wouldn't have happened if you just didn't freaking say yes. So the goal for you, right, is to always say yes. And like for today or whenever, constantly think like, you know what, maybe I wouldn't normally do this, but like, let's just say yes and just do it. Because the instant that you do that, it expands your horizons, it expands your thinking, it expands everything about you. It's so powerful, so powerful. And so what's this phrase? Well, this one phrase, instead of saying no, I said, I can pretend to if you want. Now, what's this do? By saying, I can pretend to if you want, first of all, it flips the question back to them. And people like themselves, right? They like to focus on themselves. And so by saying, hey, is this your roommate? I can say, I can pretend to you as if you want. It makes, first of all, it's freaking hilarious. Like, you can't say this. and not have people laugh. Like, it's just the best thing ever, because laughter and happiness, what does that do? It inspires creativity, it inspires people to come together, and inspires collaboration, which is like the most powerful thing ever, right? And so that's like the first benefit. But here's like the second untold benefit, is that it implies that, like, sure, whatever, it could happen, it's not a huge deal, move forward with it, we agree with it, like, it is a possibility. And like the moment that happens, all of a sudden, you have this much deeper relationship with everybody that you're working with, because they know that they can connect with you, they know they can be with you, and they can be significant with you. It is so powerful. And all you have to do is say, I can pretend to if you want. And what are you doing? Well, you're avoiding no, and kind of more importantly, like, you're making the other person happy, you're making the other person smile, you're making it get to the point where, like, they realize that it's not a huge deal and that you don't care that much, because when you care but not that much, everything changes. And you can focus, instead of like on the crap doesn't matter, on stuff that just does not have any impact on you or what you're doing. Focus on connecting with them. You focus on growth, and you have like this growth mindset. And that growth mindset does not come from no. Never. Like, no, it just destroys growth. But when you say, no, I can pretend to if you want, or I can make it happen, or possibly, what it does is it fundamentally shifts every single aspect of the connection you have with each other. And instead of like saying no and cutting off this potential and destroying the future that you have together, it gives you this potential light, the light at the end of the tunnel that you can work towards, and you can go towards, and you can have like this insane ability to like come to and be such a huge impact in like everything you do, which is the coolest thing ever. So that's really the goal today, is like to replace the word no in your vocabulary with I can pretend to if you want. Because the moment that you do that, like, everything changes. And it's so positive, it's so amazing, it's so powerful. And this is like one phrase that's changed everything for me. And like, I didn't really I just kind of like developed it over time and kind of figured out a way to make it up. And it just kind of came out of my mind, out of my like subconscious. And so it's just this really powerful thing. I've never seen anybody else talk about it. And it's really cool. So like, instead of saying no, like, I can pretend to if you want, or I can say it if you want. Like, that's the important part, is if you want, because it focuses the conversation, focuses the energy on them, and they are the most important people in the world, in their mind. And so it brings them into the picture, and it brings them into the question, and it just gets laughs, and it's such a powerful thing. So I could pretend to if you want, one of the best phrases on the planet. When I used it this morning, I've been using it for so often, so long. And it just makes people laugh, makes people happy, makes people excited. And that's the goal, right? And that's how you win friends, how you influence people. Like, it's all about these connections that will serve you for the rest of your life, these relationship assets that are so powerful. They will change everything for you and for your family and for your business, and it's just so freaking sick. And I absolutely love it. It's changed everything for me. It's awesome. So definitely want to focus on that. And so thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Go out there, crush it. And you know what? Want more stock market secrets? If so, go get your free copy of my best-selling book, 9 to Noon. You can get your free copy plus $11,176 of unannounced bonuses completely for free at 9tonoonsecrets.com. Inside 9 to Noon, you'll find the top 38 secrets we use to double our portfolios every 2 years and make upwards of 10% per trade daily.